Hey y'all, we are back with another dense update. Here we go. The PFAA announced in a post on Instagram that voting has completed for the athlete board that will represent their fellow competitors. All 6 nominees that were up for the athlete board were in fact elected. It is unclear how many athletes participated in this voting process. I did see some comments on Instagram. One athlete in particular, Abigail Dommett, she was the winner of the West Coast Classic semifinal last year. She did not vote. She did not even receive an email. I'm not sure exactly how many athletes had the same problem. That part is unclear. It seems there's a little bit of breakdown in communication if all of your voting members aren't in fact voting.
But that election was rigged and it was...
Coffee Pods and Mods has released a second behind the scenes video of the Crash Crucible on that YouTube channel. Colton Mertens, Taylor Self, Chris Ibarra, and Kyra Milligan are all featured in this video. Now, there was a little bit of beef between Chris Ibarra and Taylor Self throughout the weekend. We've all seen the infamous stare down video from Taylor Self.
Here we go! About 2 feet, he will get it! 6:39 for Taylor, 6:40 for Chris Ibarra. That was incredible.
That was awesome.
That was, oh!
Pedro is actually interviewing Taylor at the time that he sees the post on Instagram that Chris made stating living rent-free in the caption. Now, of course, he didn't tag Taylor or Colton in that post, but he does go on to say in the interview that he did it intentionally towards them, trying to get in their head.
I said that because my goal was to get in both of their heads, and I got in their heads, and John didn't think I could.
Chris Ibarra was a West Coast Classic athlete in the semifinal last year. Taylor Self was in the Northeast semifinal. All in good fun. Anyways, you should go check out the behind the scenes. Really good stuff there. Now, it's just about every day now that we're seeing another games athlete signing up to do a Hyrox. Most have been doing partners. Tia is going to be doing the Hyrox with James Newberry. We saw that Emma Lawson and Jack Farlow did a Hyrox together. I noticed that Danielle Brandon had just put on her story that she'd be down to do a Hyrox. Now, we all know these CrossFitters, they're not going anywhere. We put ourselves in a league of our own. We truly believe that the elite level of fitness that we've acquired through CrossFit makes us capable of anything. We try Ironman races, Hyrox races, Spartan races. I did a Bone Frog once. That's just what we do. I don't believe we're going to see some big exodus of CrossFit athletes leaving for the Hyrox world or any other organization for that matter. There is no other thing that compares to being CrossFit's crowned fittest on earth.
We claim to title the fittest on earth, and we can do that because we as a fitness methodology have defined fitness.
The Buttery Bros just released their behind the scenes footage from Rogue. And I know a lot of people were asking and a lot of people were stating in the comments, oh, Laura didn't mean it like that.
Said that. You're like, Europe's coming. What does it mean?
Yeah. Like that we are just louder than the Americans out there. The other side, you know?
It's mind-blowing how quickly one forgets.
2 for 2 on Sunday and will be number fair. Laura Horvath is going to win ski bag, pick up 100 points, and looks to move even closer. Alrighty then.
Now, Rogue was essentially the CrossFit Games that we didn't get this season. So, of course, the energy level was going to be high. Everybody there and everybody at home were tuning in to see this matchup, especially between Laura and Tia. In years past, Rogue was outside, sometimes in the pouring down rain. It was a baseball diamond, so it didn't have that real stadium feel to it. Everybody was spread out this way instead of around the competition floor. Even Katie Henniger recognizes that.
We're not always right. It always hasn't turned out. Like last year we were outside and it was raining and it wasn't, you know, that was one of the hardest weekends for me and the team, and didn't want to recreate that. So that's why we're inside this year.
So you really can't compare the two events to each other. CrossFit Mayhem also released their behind the scenes footage from the Rogue Invitational this week. Guy, Haley, Sam Cornway, and Saxon Panchik all featured on that video.
But yeah, I'm going away for a while. Definitely taking a break. So I will not be back at the CrossFit Games next year.
Sam does go on to say that he will be back, just not this season. Guy and Haley also showing us their competition snack choices for the weekend, as well as Guy showing us how he likes to get himself motivated for upcoming events.
Yes, I started. Yes, I was watching some videos of mine actually to get motivation. Look at that.
Not at all bad. Well chosen briefs, I'd say. Nice, firm buttocks.
Haley talks about her obvious struggles with the back squat event, and then you get a few brief moments with Saxon Panchek as well. Be sure to head over to CrossFit Mayhem's YouTube channel to check out that full video. On this week's episode of Kill Taylor, the prize money was up to $1,500. There were a couple of the regulars that always call in. You can almost expect to see them every week now. Then we had a new female, Emma De Gooch. She called in and she was so close to beating Taylor. I'm talking like 1 or 2 reps and she would have had him, but unfortunately, she did not. She had a great sense of humor. I hope we see her again in the future. Now, just when you thought Taylor had locked it up, no one was going to beat him this weekend, Arielle Lowen calls in.
I told you I would call in, and I finally called in, so
Thanks
you
for
can thank
blessing
Dylan.
us.
Just back home from Rogue.
Oh my God.
Yep, she got it.
Oh my God.
Oh, she already did it.
Arielle takes the win. It was awesome. You can go watch the full episode of Kill Taylor on the Real Sevan podcast. Next week, it'll start back to 500, so be sure to be on the lookout for that workout. Call in and take your shot and try to kill Taylor. And speaking of Arielle Lowen, she also released a little video from her trip to Scotland. Her and Danny Spiegel did a little bit of exploring in Edinburgh after the Rogue Invitational, giving me big sister, little sister vibes.
That biker just literally like swooped her.
Danny is apparently a Harry Potter fan, so she was filling Arielle in on all things Harry Potter. And Arielle was judging restaurants and shops based on their exterior Christmas decor. They have even named their friendship #Arnie. You can check that full video out on Arielle's YouTube channel. And of course, more season rumors are brewing with the anticipation of CrossFit finally hopefully making a statement and letting us all know what we can expect. The Barbell Spin posted a news article in regards to the French Throwdown. Now, the French Throwdown released information about their upcoming qualifier for their event. Now, the qualifier is 10 days long, but it's February 15th through the 24th. Barbell Spin points out that no big CrossFit event, licensed or not, is typically going to be holding a qualifier event during the Open. And usually the Open is mid-February to the beginning of March. So if you put the pieces of the puzzle together, it appears that this could possibly be the scenario that has been rumored. A 10-day Open. The top 20 athletes from the Open moving straight to the games. Okay. The remaining athletes will have to qualify through a sanctional. The French Throwdown would be a sanctional event. The French Throwdown has been a sanctional event in the past. They've also hosted the semifinals last year. So it is not that unlikely that this is the scenario we are looking at here. I can't even imagine this right now. A 10-day Open with, let's just say 4 to 5 workouts, because I feel like you would need that many workouts to qualify people straight to the games. You're not going to have a well-balanced test in 3 workouts. I feel like this is 10 steps backwards and not in the way that we would want to go backwards. If we were going to go backwards in any way, we need to go back to the roots. Open, regionals, games.
Like, when was the community at its best?
Now, if you're new to CrossFit and you just started 2019, even 2018, you may not really grasp what it was like from 2012 to 2018 even. The Open Regionals Games format is literally what catapulted the CrossFit Games to where it is now.
Like, what you guys think of semifinals is like the old regionals? Not even close. What you guys thought of sanctionals and the old, it's like not even close.
We've just shifted so far away from how this thing was built. This thing continually grew year after year with that exact format. And now the past 6 years, it's like something different every time.
Pull yourself together, bro.
Wodapalooza is starting to announce athletes that will be competing there in January in Miami. Patrick Vellner, James Sprague, Danny Spiegel are just a few of the individual athletes already confirmed to be competing. Some people are announcing their teams as well. I think Travis Mayer had posted that he will be competing with Noah Olson and Chandler Smith. Jason Hopper also posted, giving up people a chance to guess who his partners are going to be on his team. So looking forward to see what Miami Beach has to offer and what that new setup for Wodapalooza is going to look like. Andrew Hiller just put out a video of Bill Leahy's road to the 2025 CrossFit Games. Bill Leahy was the athlete at the West Coast Classic semifinal that tore his Achilles on the rope climb and box jump over workout. I've heard Andrew say before that he does believe Bill can win the CrossFit Games, that he believes he will be a contender. Maybe not this year, but potentially next year. I really enjoyed it. I think there's probably going to be more to come from that. The first one was named 25.01, so I'm assuming there will be more to this series. So if you haven't already seen that, be sure to go check that out. That is all for this dense update. Be sure to leave us a comment, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you're into that sort of thing, head over to my Instagram, follow me there for all the latest updates in the CrossFit community.